Breaking news. Governor Diri reacts amid speculations and calls, positioning him as Atiku's running mate. Hi guys, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Now, recently we've been hearing speculations that some certain political group are calling to Atiku Abubakar to accept and also consider Diri to be his running mate ahead of the 2027 presidential election. Now, the Bayelsa State governor has shut down the alleged call to be the former vice president Atiku Abubakar's running mate in the 2023 presidential election. And in a statement recently, a group under the auspices of Diri Angels suggested that Atiku, the People's Democratic Party candidate in the 2023 presidential election, should pick Governor Diri as his running mate if he emerges the party's candidate in 2027. In a statement yesterday, the governor's chief press secretary, Daniel, had described the suggestion as a Greek gift from political jobbers. The governor said the group's aim, which he believes is non-existent, was to cause dissatisfaction in some quarters and that the plot has failed. He said God has always guided him on his political journey and that he was not swayed by any advocacy that was inconsistent with his godly and political principles. Diri assured the people of Bayelsa State of his commitment to delivering dividends of democracy based on the mandate they gave him in 2019 and reaffirmed on November 11, 2023. He urged the people of the state not to be wary about the antics of political jobbers who intend to distract him, but he is not swayed by such calls in his political journey and will always rely on God and not on political jobbers with vicious intentions, the governor said. Guys, this is the governor's reaction to calls for him to become Atiku's running mate ahead of the 2027 elections. And when this news came out, I wondered, is it not too early? The calls for Atiku picking a running mate? I saw this calls as a faceless call from these political groups who were simply looking for attention. I think they were looking for attention. That was why they made this statement. Else, I don't see any reason why they should make a call that Atiku, who is sitting on his own, planning ahead of 2027, should pick Diri to be his running mate ahead of the elections. Come to think of it, it seems that these guys are just looking, for recognition from the governor, because these claims seems to, want to spite dissatisfaction in some quarters. And if it's really their intent, then I guess it has failed, because the governor, Diri, should be more focused to the people of Bayelsa State and delivering his dividends of democracy as he has promised. He ought to, he's currently on his second term as the governor of Bayelsa. So I don't see any reason why these guys should come up with these statements in a bid to distract him from his office as the governor of Bayelsa State. The governor has reiterated that he will not be swayed by these calls in his political journey and will not rely on political jobbers for this. Although Atiku, is yet to react to the statement made by these political jobbers, this pressure group, it seems that they are just trying to show face, but it did not pay off for them. It didn't pay off. So my country people, Atiku Abubakar, that is on his own, thinking and planning on the 2027 if he would be chosen. to run again if he would be picked by the PDP. This one that Atiku himself is calling for a political merger between opposition parties, that they should come together in a collective effort to kick off the APC from power. Now that Atiku is running from pillar to post, going from Buhari's house and other northern leaders' house, holding meetings. I mean, who knows what they are planning, but I'm sure that their plan is solely on removing the APC from power, removing Tinubu from governance ahead of 2027. That is their sole aim. So, my country people, the governor of Bayelsa State has washed his hands of any cause for him to be a running mate to Atiku Abubakar ahead of the 2027 presidential elections, and said that he is not interested. He is focused on his people. He doesn't want anything to do with, he doesn't want to be a running mate to anybody, to any person. He's quite contented with what he has, and him being the governor of Bayelsa State is enough for him. So this group under the auspices of the Diri angels should calm down. They should stop running more than their shadow. Telling Atiku who to pick and who not to pick is not left for Atiku, but it is left for the party to determine who will be Atiku's running mate. If he's actually, picked in the first place, we don't know tomorrow. The future is not certain. We only hope that this country will be better. So nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. Nobody knows if, Atiku would live to see 2027. So all these talks of election here and there, it's getting out of hand, and it is quite irritating. It is, because making suggestions on who will be a running mate to a particular candidate when we are not even gearing up for elections is quite absurd from this group. So it's best they hold their peace and watch ahead of 2027 before they start jumping into conclusions, because the governor is not interested in becoming a running mate to any person. He is more focused on his governance in Bayelsa and how he will govern the people of Bayelsa State, and not plotting on how to become, a VP to Atiku Abubakar. Let's leave that for the future. Atiku on his own is trying to sort himself. Other persons are also trying to sort themselves. They are running around. I can see the moves by the opposition parties. I mean, the opposition, they've been making some certain moves in terms of a political merger. The NNPP candidate, Rabiu Kwangwaso, and El-Rufai, were seen together. And a lot of speculations, noted that this movement tends to be a political movement ahead of 2027. Peter Obi is also there. Atiku is also there. Other political contenders, they are just waiting ahead of 2027. All in a bid to remove the APC from power and President Bola Tinubu. So guys, I'm dropping here.